Hello, boys and girls. You are right on time for math class with me, Mrs. Ray. And I'm so glad you're here because today's lesson is all about weights and measurement. We are going to talk about length and weight. And when we talk about those items, there are special words that we need to use. So let's go to the board to figure that out. When we talk about length, or how long something is, we want to use the words long, longer, short, shorter. I'll show you how to use those in a sentence later. Now, when we want to talk about weight, or how heavy or how light something is, we want to use these words: heavy, heavier, light, lighter. Okay? All right. So now we have plenty of things for us to explore today. So let's get into it and get started. First, we are going to talk about length. Remember, length is how long something is or how short something is. Now, I'm going to pick two of my items to see what their length is. I'm going to start with my snake. Now, don't worry, he's safe. I made him this morning. All right, so I have my snake and I have a pencil, okay? Now, if I want to see which one is longer or which one is shorter, it is very important that I start at the exact same spot. Think about it like this. You want to race your brother or sister, and every time they want to cheat. What's not fair? They want to get ahead. Well, you say we have to start at the exact same spot. Well, that's how we take a look at length. We have to start everything at the exact same spot. So I'm going to use this as our starting line. So we have to move our snake right up to our start area. And then we have to do the same thing with our pencil. Right up. Now we can really get a good look and see which one is longer and which one is shorter. Now take a look, do some observations with your eyes, and let's take a look. Which object is longer? Meaning, which one has more length? Excellent. The snake is longer. That's that word from our board. Very good. And which object is shorter? Meaning it has less length. Very good. The pencil, you are correct. The pencil is shorter. Using our vocabulary, very good. Now, let's switch this up a bit. I'm going to use something different. I'm going to move my pencil out of the way, and I'm going to grab my charging cord. Now, we all have these because everything's got to be plugged in nowadays, right? Like you've got to plug in your computer, your tablet, somebody's phone is dying. My goodness, we cannot live without these. So let's use this in our lesson. Now, I'm going to put this one in the front. Tell these bears to move over. They are all in the way. Now, I want you to take a look. I'm going to start at our starting point all the way back here. And let's use our eyes and observe. Which item is longer? Is it the charging cord or the snake? Very good. The charging cord is longer. It has more to it. Very good. And which item is shorter? Yes, this time around, the snake is shorter. See, the charging cord goes all the way out to here, but the snake, you've got to pull it in some more, almost right there. Now we have a true length measurement. You guys are doing a great job. Now, let's move on to weight. When we are talking about weight, we are talking about how heavy or how light something is. Now, in order for us to know that, we have to have something called a scale. This is a scale, but this is just one of all sorts of scales. You've seen a scale. You've seen it at your doctor's office when they want to know how big and strong you are. You've probably even seen them at the grocery store when you're trying to figure out how many grapes to get or something like that. Well, this is our scale for today. And what we will do is we will drop something in each side and we will see what happens. Now, when something is heavy, you will notice the bucket will go down with the weight. And when something is light, you will see how the bucket just floats into the air. Let's try it out. You ready? Here we go. What am I feeling? I think I'm gonna go with a bear and a pom-pom. Now, take your guess. Which do you think is going to be heavy? And which do you think is going to be light? Okay, let's test it out. Let's see. You ready? Were you right? Maybe. Let's talk about what we found out. The bear is heavier. How do we know that? Because the bucket has gone down with the heaviness of the bear. The pom-pom is lighter. And how do we know that? Because the pom-pom has come up into the air. It's almost floating away. It's so different, right? Let's try another one. Let's see. I've got some other options over here. We are going to try a crayon, because y'all have these at home. I know you do. And let's go for another bear. All right. Now, take your guesses. Which one do you think will be heavier? And which one do you think will be lighter? Okay, let's try it out. Oh, the bear won again. Now you see this time, this bucket is the one that went down because the bear is heavier than the crayon. The crayon came up and floated away. Boys and girls, you did an amazing job today, and I am so glad you came and spent some time with me. You have learned all about weight, and you've learned all about length. You even learned some vocabulary and what to use when you're talking about each item. Boys and girls, thanks so much for joining, and I do hope you come again. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Teaching in Room 9 is supported in part by